Hi guys, it's me Sandra with the Curvy Logic YouTube channel. Camera's over here, not there. And it has been a while since I have done an update. I do apologize, life happens. I will do a more detailed update later. However, I wanted to address something that I've been working on. I've been working on this post for a few weeks, and I just have not had the time to sit down and write it out. Then I realized, oh yeah, I have YouTube, make a video, duh. So, I wanted to, first of all, let me start by saying, because y'all not gonna like me. I wanted to start off by saying, first, always go by your doctor's orders, your medical team. They know you more than I do. Always take advice from them, not people that you see online and all that stuff, including me. So one thing that I have noticed when people stall after their weight loss surgery, or they start gaining weight back after their weight loss surgery, and it's been under a year since their surgery, huge red flag, because your surgery really does do a lot of the work for you. As long as you follow your diet, your exercise, meet your goals, your protein goals, your macro goals, things like that, your surgery will do what it's supposed to do. It's a tool. But it is a tool. Ow, my arm hurts. It is a tool. I can want to build a doghouse, and I can go out and buy the wood. I can go out and buy the nails. I can measure. But I can't just put the nails and the hammer together and lay it on a piece of wood and say, okay, build this house. Those tools are there for me to use. And if I don't use them correctly, I won't get the result that I want. If I try to, nail another nail, or nail a nail with a nail and not use a hammer to nail it, I'm not going to get the security that I want. I'm not going to get the dimensions that I want if I use, the wrong measuring tape, things like that. These are all tools that you have. Your surgery is just a tool. It's just a tool. Say it with me. It's just a tool. It's doing what it's supposed to do. You're not. Yes, there are incredibly rare circumstances where there is an underlying medical issue, where you have the surgery and you're not losing weight. If that's the case, there's something seriously wrong. You need to be in a doctor's office ASAP. Because there is absolutely no way that you can remove 70, 75, 80% of your stomach and stay the same weight unless you are sabotaging yourself. And it doesn't even need to be something that you're conscious of. It can be completely unconscious sabotaging. And I speak from personal experience. The number one thing that people recommend after they say that they're gaining weight or they're at a stall, everybody rushes to do a pouch reset. Do a pouch reset. Get back to basics. Do a pouch reset. Medically speaking, pouch resets do absolutely nothing to permanently shrink the size of your stomach. Yes, they help with satiety, which is the feeling of fullness that you have after you do them, but even that's temporary. They do not shrink your stomach. Your stomach will stretch naturally just as you're eating to accommodate the meal if you eat too much. That's what it does. It's an organ. It'll stretch. And then after you're done, it'll go back. Unless you keep eating these massive, massive, massive amounts of food every single day. Or even just more days out of the week than not. So if you pack yourself to capacity on Tuesday, but then you're perfectly on plan for the rest of the month, you're fine. You're not going to have an issue. You will feel a lot of discomfort, and I highly do not recommend it. Because a lot of you know, if you've tested your limits, you know that if you eat way too much, you could feel like a little pressure here. You could feel a lump in your throat. You will get the foamies if you're early out. You will throw up, or you'll just be miserable. So don't do it. But also, it will, it'll pass. Hopefully, you won't do any permanent damage. But that's not going to stretch out your stomach. It's repeated abuse. And it is abuse, repeated abuse of your sleeve. There is a reason why we got to the point where we needed surgery to lose weight. And again, everybody, no matter what you say, somebody will have a story to counteract it. Oh, well, I had it to help with this. I had it to help with that. Okay, great. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the majority of us who absolutely had piss poor eating habits, who packed ourselves to capacity, who never addressed our mental issues, who never addressed our behaviors that led us to the point where we were morbidly obese. I didn't get to 514 pounds because I occasionally ate a McDouble. It was repeated abuse. It was mental issues that I never addressed. It was using food as comfort. Food was my go-to. When I couldn't have food, it was alcohol. It's always something. There's other issues. Food, the obesity is just a symptom. There's other things there. Those are the things you need to address, not the size of your pouch. Your pouch is doing what it's supposed to do. So when you see people say, for example, myself, because this is what I did. About maybe a month out from surgery, maybe 2 months. I'll give myself 2 months. 2 months out of surgery, I panicked. My weight loss slowed. I was actually at a stall. And I wondered, oh my God, what am I doing? What's going on? Why am I stalling when I'm following my plan? My stomach, I can't eat as much as I used to. Why am I not losing weight? Have I stretched out my stomach? Because before I could only eat half of a burrito. Now I can eat 2 burritos. Before I could barely eat this, but now I can eat double that amount. And the number one thing that everybody recommends is a pouch reset. Oh, you got to do a pouch reset. You got to do a pouch reset. You got to get back to basics. You got to go back through the plan. Well, when you look at those pouch resets and what they're doing, all they're doing is getting you back on a regimen. Which, if you've fallen off your diet, if you're starting to gain weight, it's because you've lost your regimen. You've lost your plan. You've lost your schedule. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Your after surgery instructions. You're not following those anymore. So, people go on them. They do the liquid for certain days, progress to soft food and all that stuff. Then they feel great. They can can feel the feeling of fullness again. And I think it's wonderful. And that's great if you do. However, it has nothing to do really with your pouch. It's your behaviors and your actions that you're taking. So with me having, again, a science background, a medical background, I love to research. That's what my master's is in. It's in public health. I loved research. There is no way the pouch resets shrink the size of your stomach, which is the common misconception. Medically, it doesn't do it. What it does do and why it's recommended is that it does get you back on that plan. So what I did was I looked at what the pouch resets recommended, and then I dug out my post-op instructions, because, after a month, we got it. I don't need this anymore. It's under a pile of papers on my kitchen table. I don't need to look at it. I looked at what was recommended. I looked at what the pouch reset recommended. And then I sat down and I looked at what I did. What has my behavior been like lately? Well, when I started out losing weight, I was meeting my recommended water intake. I made sure that I had to do that because that was stress to me. Okay, I'm going to do that. My meals were planned. Had that done. Chewing 20 times with my meal or with each bite. Oh yeah, got to do that. My stomach. I don't want to pop nothing. Yeah, I got to chew 20 times. Okay. Taking 20 minutes. Oh, I dare you to eat too fast on week 2 or 3 after surgery. Those foamies are my gift to you if you do. They are no joke. They are miserable. Your mouth starts foaming. You get the saliva buildup, and the only thing you want to do is be face down in a toilet. Because you learn you can't eat that fast. You have to eat slow. And what happens is over time, we stray away from that. We stray away from the things that we're supposed to do and completely forget that these are lifetime changes. You absolutely can and will guaranteed gain weight after your weight loss surgery if you do not make lifelong changes. You will, naturally, it's human nature, we will test boundaries. We will start to test, well, maybe I can have 1 or 2 fried chicken wings. Maybe I can have 1 slice of pizza. Maybe I can have a couple sips of alcohol. And what happens is it's never that one time. It starts, those are the patterns, especially if you did it before. These are the patterns that slowly work their way back into your life. 1 bite of a Taco Bell burrito that I loved. Nothing happened. Okay. I ate half a burrito. Oh, that was way too much for me. Oh, I'm done. Okay. But it was an option for me. It's kind of soft food. It's got the beans. Only thing really bad is the tortillas, maybe. No. Sodium, fat, no. It's not a nutritious meal. It's not high in nutritional density, which is what you want. So we think we got away with it once, let's do it again and again. And slowly but surely it starts working its way back into your life. And eventually what you're doing day to day is nothing like what you were doing when you first had surgery. So that's what I did. I sat down and I went through everything. Instead of my recommended high protein, non-fat or low-fat yogurt for breakfast, I realized I slipped back into my pre-surgery routine of having just coffee and a splash of protein shake. I always thought, oh yeah, well, I had a protein shake for breakfast. In reality, I wasn't finishing the whole protein shake. I was drinking the coffee and maybe used about a fourth of a cup or 1/4 of the bottle of the protein shake. So instead of me getting what I thought was 15 grams of protein, I only got a couple grams of protein. Protein keeps you full. Protein helps your body. Protein is necessary for your body to function. Protein is what keeps your hair from falling out. It helps keep your hair from falling out after the surgery. Everybody was like, why isn't your hair falling out? Oh, my hair is fabulous. Because I was getting all my protein. 80 grams? Okay, what do I need to do to get that? Making sure I get my recommended grams of protein throughout the day. I stopped doing that. I would get just a couple grams of protein for breakfast, which means by lunchtime I was starving. And instead of eating the recommended baked chicken breast for lunch, one day when I did this, I believe I had a Chick-fil-A sandwich. But not the fries, because fries are bad for you. I don't want any fried food. Just give me the grilled chicken sandwich and I'll be good. And was able to eat maybe 3/4 of it. And a couple minutes later, or maybe 10 minutes later, finished it off. And lunch, that was lunch. Instead of snacks were optional. For me, I would eat snacks, but instead of the optional, berries are very low carb, so low carb berries or protein or something like that, I started finding myself eating things like pretzels, eating things like the little fun size candies, because we have them in our office. They're everywhere. Eating a couple little mini bags of M&Ms throughout the day. Oh, one's fine. Oh, another one's fine. Eating things like a lot of cheese instead of the 1 ounce serving recommended. Nuts. If I had nuts are a good choice, sure. Instead of eating the recommended amount, I would eat a couple handfuls, way over the serving size. Water. Instead of me getting my 80 ounces or 64 minimum ounces of water a day, which before surgery, I used to drink a gallon of water a day. Everybody asks me how my skin is so smooth. Water. I went from drinking almost a gallon of water a day to, after surgery, you can't really do that. Or you can, but you got to work up to it. And you got to drink all day. You got to sip. I dropped down to 64 ounces a day. Then I dropped down to, when I was in the middle of this whole crisis thing I'm talking about, I was down to maybe about 32 ounces max a day. So I was dehydrated because I'm drinking a lot of coffee. I'm not replacing my water intake because I've cut down drastically on my water. My food that I'm eating is high sodium. All fast food is high sodium. It's preservatives. That's all it is. And yes, Chick-fil-A is full of sodium. I was dehydrated. Mineral vitamins, I stopped really taking those. I wasn't taking those as much as I did. Meal planning? Oh, no. I would throw things in the bag. Okay, yeah, I'll take this, and this. But I didn't make myself stick to it. If something better came along, yeah, this is what I'll do. We're going out to eat today? Okay, let's go out to eat. Which you will realize that going out to eat is a waste of money, unless you take home doggy bags. But my whole behavior changed. And I wasn't following what the doctor recommended, my nutritionist recommended. And no amount of reset would get me back there or keep me on prolonged weight loss if I didn't address those issues. So instead of doing a pouch reset, I did a mind reset. And that's what is getting me back on track. And I'm starting to see the scale moving again. And I'm starting to feel more vibrant again. I'm starting to feel like I have energy again, because before I felt like crap. My gallbladder was acting up because I increased my fat intake because I was eating a lot of cheese. I went back to eating foods that had a lot of oils in them. Even if they weren't fried, they still had a high fat content. And it's natural. It's human nature. We will test our limits. I mean, nobody wants to change. You've been like this. More than likely, if you have weight loss surgery, you've been like this for the majority of your life. It's comfortable. And you can't expect in 1 month or 2 months to, have smooth sailing for the rest of your life. There's a lot of things that you have to deal with. So that's what I did. I did a mind reset, and it worked wonders. First thing I did was go back to what my nutritionist planned out for me. And I looked at her recommendations for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, optional. And I went back to meal planning. What are my meals? What do my meals need to be? What portion do they need to be? Portion, baby. Portion. I cannot. I will eat everything. Portion. What does that need to be? What type of proteins am I supposed to be getting? How much proteins am I supposed to be getting? What are my macros? How much carb? How much protein? How much fat am I supposed to be getting? How much water am I supposed to be getting? And then also the behaviors. What am I doing for daily activity? I haven't been doing daily activity in forever. But in the beginning, I was. Daily activity. Adding that in. Planning it into my day. Water. Water before juice. Before my coffee. Before any other thing that I want to drink. If I haven't met my water goals, no. If I haven't even gotten halfway through my water goals, no. Not gonna happen. My water is paramount. That's what I need to get. That's the main liquid that I need. I can't survive without water. I can survive without coffee. So making sure that I have a timer on my phone to remind me, hey, drink your water. Hey, drink your water. Take a sip, take a sip, take a sip. You can absolutely get 64 ounces in throughout the day through sipping. It is possible. A sip is maybe an ounce. If you take a sip, maybe half an ounce, that's nothing. That really is nothing. You can absolutely meet your water goals by sipping consistently. And it takes time. It takes habits. You gotta build the habits. Eating fast. Eating too fast is a huge issue of mine that I did not have in the beginning, because the foamies kept me from eating too fast. Well, now they are gone because I'm far enough out. I want to say near month 5. 4 or 5. One of those. Actually 6. Maybe 6. I think I'm almost 6 months out. I don't know. It's been a while. I had my surgery in December. It's May now. There you go. That whole feeling of eating too fast, and being scared to eat too fast because I would get foamies or I would throw up, that was gone. That subsided. And you have these natural reactions in your body, these biological reactions that will happen that won't stay with you throughout the rest of your life. A lot of people get a somatic response if they eat too much Their nose might run, or they might get the hiccups. That's not guaranteed to last you the entire time of your surgery or throughout the rest of your life with this reduced sleeve. You have to instill some sort of parameters day to day to get you used to eating certain amounts, because you can't rely on that response as your alarm saying that you've eaten too much, because there's no guarantee that it will last forever. Get trained now. So the foamies were gone. So instead of me taking 30 minutes to eat a meal, I was finishing my meals maybe in 10-15 minutes. Eating fast for me was huge pre-surgery. I started doing it again. I stopped having an actual lunch break to focus on my food and started actually just eating at my desk. And instead of doing that, what I did was I measured out my food for lunch, and then I ate slowly and mindfully, taking a bite. Okay, this is good. Giving myself the full time, maybe a minute or so between my bites before taking another one. If it was something I needed to chew, chewing the 20 times. If you do that, you will feel satiety, which is that feeling of I'm satiated, I'm fine. I'm not full, but I'm not hungry. You don't need to eat to feel full. Issue of mine, huge issue of mine. If I wasn't full, then the meal's not over. We need to have a couple more servings, please. Eat to feel satisfied. Today I had yogurt. I made a bowl of high protein yogurt, which was maybe about 4 ounces. 1/4 cup of strawberries, maybe a half a tablespoon of nuts. Mix it all together. I ate literally half of it. When before, if I would eat that, I could finish the whole thing. But I slowed down, and your stomach shrunk. But remember, there's still that delay from your stomach to your mind that tells you, hey, you've eaten something, you're good. Give your body time to catch up to you. Slow down, sit down somewhere. Slow down, take a bite, eat it, wait a minute, take another bite, wait another minute, take another bite. Do that, and you will see yourself getting full, or feeling that satiety, feeling satiated a heck of a lot quicker. And you'll actually feel it, and you will see, okay, my sleeve does work, because most people can finish all this. I had half of it, and I'm actually good. I'm good. And then slider foods. Oh my God, do not go to the dark side. Slider foods, things that most slider foods are low nutritional density, so they don't have a lot of nutrients, they don't have a lot of nutritional value. What are they contributing to you besides getting you fat? Things like mashed potatoes and gravy, things like heavy fat-laden sauces, cream-based sauces, things that technically may be allowed on your diet as far as consistency-wise, but nutritional-wise are just, sorry Jesus, crap for you. They do nothing for you but slide right through. There's a reason why they're called slider foods. They do not fill you up, and they're really things that you need to avoid. If you're not within that first week or two, or however early they recommend you to be on those pureed mushy foods, there's really no reason for you to have a diet based off of slider foods. Things like chips. Oh my God, chips are a huge slider food for me. I can eat so many chips. A lot of just really, if it's not good for you, probably it's a slider food. Just because that's the nature of those types of foods. They're usually low calorie or high calorie, low nutrition, and they don't really do anything for you but stall your weight loss and cause you weight gain. So this video went way longer than I expected, but that's how I got back on track. I'm down. I'm actually about to hit I'm almost out of the 400s, which I am very grateful for. And I could have actually been out of the 400s probably a month or two ago if I followed a mind reset. Not the pouch resets, the mind resets. So that's what I did. Whether or not you do it, that's up to you. But just instead of focusing on a pouch reset, which solves something temporarily, do a mind reset and focus on that more long-term goal. Those that have extended weight loss success, people that have been out for so many years and they're doing great, they're not regaining, it's because they made those lifelong changes. Not because they're constantly doing resets. Change your life to accommodate your new life, and you'll see the change. So anyway, that was me rambling. Seriously, guys, the pouch resets just stopped. I love you. I know you kind of mad. It's okay. I love you. Mwah. Follow me, curvylogic.com. Curvy Logic on all social medias, the facebook.com/curvylogic, instagram.com/curvylogic, twitter.com/curvylogic, curvylogic everywhere, curvylogic everything, curvylogic. Subscribe to the YouTube. I will definitely be doing more YouTube videos, just because I have ADD. It's hard for me to focus and sit down and write. Videos are awesome. So yeah. But yeah, you guys can do it. I totally, look at me. Let me take off my glasses. Look at me. I totally believe in you. Seriously. You can do this. Like, legit. You had the surgery. You did something insanely drastic. You can do this. You can do it. Believe in yourself. I do. Peace out, y'all.